So this conversation is part of Coherence 2025. And I am here with Yoshi Pantera, who is representing Regenerative Culture and who is joining Coherence as a project. Hello, Yoshi.
Hello, Alex. Thank you for having me. I appreciate this project and I'm excited to be part of it.
Great, thank you so much. I'm very happy to learn more about you today. We have never talked yet. This is our first conversation. So tell me about what is it that you are building? What is regenerative culture about, and how is it connected to the themes of wise AI and conscious collaboration?
Yes, thank you. So, to understand regenerative culture, we observe culture on itself, and culture is the accumulation of habits that we have in communities, in a group of people that we tend to repeat often. So the culture comes from the word cultivate. So we have over the years and generations cultivated different aspects of our lives. So different regions, different parts of the world have different types of culture, which are very beautiful to honor the ancestry of it. So in Mexico is a very ancient, very well-established culture. We got here, I'm in Ecuador right now, so very interesting culture here. And of course, Europe and where you are, Portugal and other parts of Europe. So each country, each region has its culture. Now, regenerative means that we can observe and reevaluate our cultures and shed away what is not working for this time from contamination and sometimes the way we speak to each other in community um, is not, it needs some fine tuning. So
Mhm.
regenerative culture and its principles allows us to reevaluate the entire aspect of our lifestyles. It's not a new
Mhm.
type of culture, it's just to heal the culture. So with that said, it starts with ourselves, each person, in which we heal ourselves internally or spiritually, as well as our mindset. And then when we have a group of people that are in that same vibration, that same consciousness, we can expand furthermore the habits, thus the culture. And when we observe further, is that involves the way we eat, the clothing we use, the music we listen to, and furthermore the structures of our homes in our cities or towns.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, yeah.
all that involves that culture. So regenerative culture is that in a nutshell. Now, what I like about coherence is that it's also involving every aspect of regeneration in the pillars of the society, which is regenerative business, regenerative technology, regenerative education, regenerative food systems, and every other pillar that involves our society. So, in which I would like to connect with other people that are in that leadership. So that's why I'm excited to be part of Coherence.
Mhm. And how does regenerative culture connect with themes of conscious collaboration and wise AI, which are the main topics of Coherence MVP?
Yeah, so the way we can contribute and support the movement is by providing tools, resources, experience in which other groups of people in the regenerative movement can take upon and apply. So we've been doing this since 2014, applying regenerative culture principles and therefore being coherent in which
Mhm.
if I am talking about regenerative business, what does that mean and how am I applying that in my personal life? So
Mhm.
it wouldn't be coherent if I talk about regeneration if I'm not applying it in my daily life. So with that said, principles of this lifestyle can can be adopted from other people and groups. And the principles that
Mhm.
we provide can be radical for a lot of people, a lot of cultures. However, there is a way that you can adopt most or some of the regenerative principles and tweak it if you need to, if you don't agree with all of it. But since we're in the regenerative movement here on this platform, Coherence, I'm sure we will align with all of this and the vision.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but my question is, I'm asking in particular about these two themes, and let me ask it in a different way.
yes.
Are there any tech solutions that you are building, like software?
Yes. The website that we have is regenerativeculture.live, in which you can find resources and learn from having the content that it has to applying for a course, applying for a program, as well as more than tech. We also invite people to come to in the physical form to have a regenerative culture experience. So we organize retreats and a lifestyle in which you can have a little taste of it. Furthermore, we are organizing an app that allows this community engagement to happen. So it's called the Regenerative Leadership Community. I'm still working in it right now, but it will be launched in the next month or so. And this platform allows upcoming leaders to learn about regenerative culture and meet other leaders that we are already applying this type of lifestyle for years or decades. And so the platform allows to get involved, have different tiers of access. So it's going to be a great part of it, free access. So you get resources and be involved with the community. But then furthermore, you can have levels of access where you can subscribe monthly and access more courses and programs from other leaders, as well as it would be helpful to easily meet other upcoming leaders from your area, from your section. A little bit about how Coherence is getting together other people, but this app is definitely um, also fine-tuned with AI. It has AI features, and we're gonna be putting that easily to help others match as well automatically from where people live to their profile as well, and that's one of the biggest features. And also it's also gamified experience. So we like to mimic as much as possible
Nice.
a living experience in person, because I mostly have experience with community in person, and it's just recently that I had started to engage people on these video calls and platforms, which
Nice.
it's missing that uh, a more human energy experience. So we are also finding new ways of how to have community engage within and help each other contribute and yeah, and just co-create together something. So
All
that's
right.
is that
Yeah.
a response?
I guess this is the point which is the most interesting for Coherence, right? Because in the current round, let's say, we are all about these pieces of software that allow the regenerative movement to start collaborating with one another. So I guess your app will be perhaps one of the pieces of software that will add this puzzle piece, right, to the entire picture, which is regenerative ecosystem, right?
Yes, I'm sure other people are doing something similar. But yeah, we all have a little unique approach to it.
What is
And
the approach? What is the unique approach that you have?
um, I'm going to have a system of themes and topics that allows people to be consistently active while learning about regenerative culture. For example, we will have weekly topics. The whole week we're going to talk about, for example, one of the principles is to not create waste. And the whole week we're going to be engaged within different communities. What are you doing about not creating waste in your community or in your home? And we will write articles about. We will do interviews about that. We will do yeah, just different content and conversation about that topic. The next week we will talk about what does community really mean, and different communities have different awareness or aspects of how to engage in community and how to uh, hold a community or guide a community. Next week
So,
talk about eco village, and therefore then there's a month, each month different principles that I'm going to apply. We have 13 principles, so each month on the background will be, okay, how are you applying this principle in your life right now? And we can have that conversation further as well. So yeah.
And this is going to be, you said that there will be a lot of features like resources, but opportunity to meet others, and also gamification. What I'm hearing here is that the main part of it is education. So it's like courses, right? So is that correct, that you will be teaching this young apprentice, these young leaders that want to become like you?
Yeah, like me in the sense that applying the principles and each person can become their own person, right? And
Sure.
and then yes, we're going to have also weekly workshops or more of a gathering with a deep topic, and that will be a free access. And then we will have other resources and workshops that will be for free as well. And then if you want to go deeper, let's say a 13-week program of how to apply regenerative culture, because the principles are for free, but then in order to change the lifestyle, we need a little of accountability, support, guidance. So then we would offer the 13-week program so we can help you transform your life through coaching basically and community. And therefore that's one aspect. And then if they want to have a detox program, that's another offer that we have. And then a course of regenerative culture design, how to design not only your life but design a community, start an eco village. And yes, so we would have those resource courses for them.
Okay, I want to ask. It feels like the target group for this project is, I guess, mostly people who are starting and making their first steps in regeneration. But what about people that are already very deep in this movement? Is there a space for cautious collaboration? Again, I'm coming back to the main theme of
Yes,
coherence.
yes, definitely. We all have different experience in different areas that other people in the regenerative movement can be having. So first, I would say get to know each other to see where will we align the most, and and therefore co-create something together. For example, I'm very well versed in economy, so in order to transform or create parallel systems in the world that are not conventional, that are not destructive, we need to come together to establish a system of economy that we don't depend on the conventional system. For example, there are thousands of eco villages worldwide, and eco villages are for me the most radical action taking aspect of regeneration. So eco villages, we know we exist, but what is it that we are doing together? So therefore, I want to create a system or networks. The network is already there, but how to help the network act with each other, exchanging goods and services, having our own coin or coins that we don't depend on the fiat currency. And therefore that's a project that I want to get involved with other regenerative culture movement platforms or communities or people. That's one
Mm-hmm.
of the aspects. Now there's a regenerative culture or regenerative governance that I want the different eco villages or communities around the world that we can start engaging on how to govern ourselves in the most harmonious way. And then there's regenerative education, and how can we make sure we have educational systems for the kids in different ages, and not depend on the conventional education that exists right now, so we can have a worldwide aspect on that.
Mm-hmm.
And there,
Okay, I have.
oh,
So
yeah,
go ahead.
yeah, and there's more of the other areas of our system, but that's
Tell
the
me more. Tell me more, because I'm making notes of who to match you with, because some people in Coherence are already working on some parts of it. So if you tell me what else is interesting for you, I would already have a list of
so.
who you should
For
talk to.
example, there's another pillar is art, generative art,
Mm-hmm.
which means that how can we have a platform or a connection of how to collaborate with other artists around the world that create healing music or healing art, visionary art, and then how can we help rise that up? Because as you may know, art is not artists are not getting paid what they deserve. There's a monopoly in the music industry and the art industry that is not allowing artists to grow and be successful. So if we connect,
Absolutely, especially radical artists who make songs like you do, right? I've heard your song in the Regenerative Culture website. It's absolutely beautiful how it starts like a presentation, but then you start rapping. I thought that it is absolutely marvelous. Congratulations. You
thank
have
you.
invented some new some new form, I guess.
Yes, new ways to use the music or the art, the poetry. So a presentation that we have with slides and everything can be more attractive
Mm-hmm.
when we introduce some poetry, music, and some visuals. So it's an example for sure, and that's one aspect. And we have other pillars, that regenerative spirituality. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
how can we how can we establish systems where we can harmonize the different perspectives of spirituality with other communities around the world, and
Mm-hmm.
which we want to respect. A lot of for example, Christianity is a big dominant religion in the decades, generations, and even centuries,
Mm-hmm.
and yet has been manipulated. Now, how can we help regenerate that? Because we connect with Jesus, we connect with a lot of what the Bible says, but a lot of it has been manipulated for control, for abuse.
Mm-hmm.
So, how can we um, take and reevaluate different religions and come into a more coherent and also um, harmonious aspects of spirituality, and
Mm-hmm.
honoring the ancient wisdom, honoring the modern lifestyle, and merge all this in a more beautiful way. That's another aspect. Let's see.
Beautiful.
Regenerative. I think I have most of the pillars there of
Mm-hmm.
regeneration, but
Mm-hmm.
yes, as soon as I keep meeting more beautiful people in the movement, I can
Yeah. Yeah.
start reaching out and collaborate.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Okay, and I want to ask, like, how do you actually understand, within your own words, what we are doing at Coherence.tv?
Yes, I feel and see that the purpose of Coherence TV is to bring different people and communities and projects, organizations that are in the regenerative movement can come together, get to know each other, and collaborate so we can take action. Now, technology is one big aspect of it as well. So, how can we use technology, AI, different types of
Mm-hmm.
AI that can help us ease the process, that can help us with guidance and structure in order to make this beautiful world a even more beautiful world.
Beautiful. Yeah, exactly. Sweet. And what are your expectations or wait. I just had one nice question. Yeah, what do you, not maybe expectations, what do you hope to get out of participating in Coherence?
Meeting beautiful people and collaborate and take action. That's my main purpose, and I appreciate that this project is alive because it's about that. Because yeah, we can't do anything on ourselves, and it makes fun. It
Yeah,
is fun
right.
to meet other people that have complete different perspective, but same vision of what we're doing here, and it's exciting and it's yeah, inspiring. So I'm grateful for what's happening here.
Good. And what questions are you bringing to Coherence 2025? This is an interesting one.
Mm-hmm. Good question would be, how can we be a greater inspiration for the youth
Oh, all right.
in ways that we can
Good one.
incorporate art in all aspects of our lives?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I really like it. I really like this one. Yeah, because when we think about it, immediately what showed up in my mind is like TikTok, Instagram Reels, like, you know, we are doing it in a very old-fashioned way. YouTube channel, right? Lengthy conversations. But who would listen to a 1 hour lengthy conversations like from young people? We have to cut it 30 seconds, like maybe out of each call to actually reach them, right? And it has to be more colorful, maybe, and I don't know, what have you. How would you reach more young people?
Well, I see that instead of taking away some aspects of the lifestyle of the youth, is actually merging together what is already happening.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the kids and youth are in gaming, video games,
Yeah, yeah.
and that's taking away a lot of the physical interaction and the social
Mm-hmm.
aspect of the youth. So I can see it already on the kids and the youth that they fear or they feel nervous about meeting other people.
Mm.
So how can the games be very inspiring in a way that is not just about being entertained and maybe solving problems, which is good, but more interactive between other gamers
Mm-hmm.
and in a way that they can learn how to have just a better relationship and also how to create something together in the real world using gamification.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Let's see, something like that.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay, one last question.
Yes.
What questions do you have to me?
Okay. Um, well, the little bit that I know you, you're helping other regenerative projects out there to get the word out, get to be known, and yeah, how can you help us?
Okay. This feels like an entire next conversation we have to schedule.
Awesome. Yeah, definitely.
We could totally do that because yeah, with this question, it opens up my drawer with my greatest questions. And if you want, we could totally schedule another call. And yeah, and then I would examine your case in details, and then I could tell you how I could help.
Amazing. Yeah.
In general, I deliver clarity for the long-term vision, and once we have greater clarity, we know where we are going. Then we can do the reverse engineering and see what is the roadmap and how can we achieve that vision. Doesn't matter how small or big it is.
Nice. That's perfect. I think just what we need because We have clarity in the vision, but maybe not so much in the structure of how to get there.
Uh-huh.
We have a structure, but definitely it's
Mm-hmm.
always changing and transforming while we go through the process.
Mm-hmm.
And communication
Okay.
is something that we consistently learn and apply. But there's so much still to learn and apply.
I'm very happy to see how I can help. If only you can bear with me, because should we actually really do it and set up another call, it is very interesting because I will be wearing two hats. So I am then wearing pre-branding hat with my services that deliver clarity, but also I am still a steward of coherence. So two things at once then, and sometimes it's getting mixed up. And yeah, these conversations are very interesting, definitely. So I'm very happy to have it with you and to learn further, because as I said myself, sometimes on extreme missions, I learned so much. So I'm very happy to do it.
Yay. Definitely me too. I'm very grateful to meet you. Finally, we've been chatting for a little bit, and
Yeah,
yeah, excited to see what we can co-create. So thank you so much for this
sweet.
moment.
Absolutely. Thank you. And yeah, see you in coherence, I guess.
Yay. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. All right.